What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel tonight. This is your NXT review for tonight's show, December 6th, 2017. And if tonight was any indication about where they are going with the NXT Championship, they are going to make JD look like a brilliant, brilliant creative mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to know that I am making a bold prediction right now. Johnny Gargano will become the NXT champion by the time NXT TakeOver Philadelphia is finished. There, I said it. I said it. I could ultimately end up being wrong, but I don't really give a shit. Johnny Gargano will be the new NXT champion by the time we finish NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say that? Andrade Cien almost beat Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship. It was a shocking moment, yes. Drew McIntyre didn't need the NXT Championship. Drew McIntyre didn't need NXT. Drew McIntyre walked into NXT and he was already ready for the main roster. He was ready for SmackDown. He was ready for Raw. He was just biding his time until they called him up. When they had a spot for him, when they had something creative for him, where they had a brand for him. He didn't need NXT. He certainly didn't need the NXT Championship. But WWE had built up Andrade Cien Almas for months with Zelina Vega to the point where they pretty much had to give him the championship. NXT TakeOver War Games was a situation where WWE had to give Almas the title, no matter what. Was it shocking? Yes. Was it the right decision? 50-50. But with the storyline that they told you over the last couple of months with Andrade Cien Almas, he needed to win the title. After tonight, there's no doubt in my mind that Andrade Cien Almas is an interim placeholder champion. WWE has another opportunity here for two things. Number one, they're following through with another storyline even better than the one they told with Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade was a nobody. Andrade was losing. Andrade didn't care about losing because he was going to go out and party and get pussy. That was his storyline. Partying, he didn't give a shit. He was going to get 4 or 5 girls to hang all over him, and he was going to get drunk every night. That was Andrade Cien Almas until Zelina Vega came into the picture and righted those wrongs and made him a champion caliber superstar. The man has undergone many transformations. But this time we got Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano has been losing, but Johnny Gargano cares when he loses a match. Johnny Gargano was at a point where he told William Regal he doesn't even belong in NXT anymore. He doesn't know if he belongs in NXT anymore. He doesn't know if he should even be wrestling anymore. This all stems back from May. NXT TakeOver Chicago. We all know what happened with Tommaso Ciampa. Johnny Gargano was losing because his heart was broken that his best friend betrayed him in Chicago. That's why Gargano was losing. Gargano couldn't right that ship. Gargano couldn't shake the fact that Tommaso Ciampa just completely broke his heart. Now WWE has an opportunity to tell this story and make it even greater. They are positioning Johnny Gargano in a way where Johnny Gargano has nothing but NXT champion written all over him. You know, ever since Daniel Bryan retired, WWE has had Johnny Gargano waiting in the wings to just fill that role, that Daniel Bryan role. Daniel Bryan's one of a kind. We made Daniel Bryan. We, the people, made Daniel Bryan. The Yes Movement was a product of the people. Without our voices, without our continued support, Daniel Bryan would have never even seen the WrestleMania 30 main event, let alone a world title. We made Daniel Bryan a WrestleMania moment. He beat Triple H. He beat Randy Orton. He beat Batista. He beat all of Evolution in one night. You can't get any better than that. I'm not saying that Johnny Gargano is going to do what Daniel Bryan did at a WrestleMania, but you can certainly build and have a Daniel Bryan-esque moment for yourself in NXT. And this is what this storyline presents to you. Johnny Gargano is Daniel Bryan in spirit. And if tonight is any indication, if the crowd reaction and that match is any indication about what Johnny Gargano is capable of, then the right decision is to make this man the NXT champion. I don't give a shit what anybody says, or I don't give a shit how you are going to negate what I am telling you. There is no way you do not give this man the NXT championship. They did it with Almas. You can certainly do it with Johnny Gargano. Mark my words. Bookmark this video, save the audio, highlight the video, whatever the fuck you want to do. Johnny Gargano will win the NXT championship in Philadelphia and defeat Andrade Cien Almas. That is my prediction. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano is the absolute picture-perfect, quintessential main event for NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Because at that point, through all this build, we have all of December to go through. This is just step one of Johnny's journey. Imagine how we are going to feel when he wins the #1 contendership. Imagine how we're going to feel if he wins the NXT championship in Philadelphia, a wrestling city. And you know they're going to be hot for NXT TakeOver. Imagine what WrestleMania weekend is going to be for Gargano and Ciampa if they put them in the main event. And I read last week that Ciampa is pretty much on his way back. By January, he is ready to come back. Now, he may have super healing powers. He may be Superman. I don't know. I thought he was going to be out for much longer than that. But I'm hearing that he is almost ready. Johnny Gargano needs to win the NXT championship. And by the end of all of this, we will have a Daniel Bryan-esque moment in NXT. Anything else besides what I'm telling you here is bad booking. It's bad booking. WWE has a gold mine here with Johnny Gargano in this storyline. Him losing and losing and losing and ultimately winning tonight against Cassius Ohno. And then being put in a match with Killian Dane, a potential Lars Sullivan, a potential Alistair Black. You have the makings of an epic storyline. A Daniel Bryan-esque storyline that is going to captivate everybody watching. Anything but Gargano winning now is bad booking. There's no other way around it, people. There's no other way around it. If we do not see Johnny Gargano win the NXT title in Philadelphia, it is bad booking. He might not be a right champion to you. He might not look the part to some. But what I'm telling you here is the storyline progression is now pretty much calling for Johnny Gargano to win the NXT championship. Unbelievable fucking match tonight, man. Unbelievable match with Cassius Ohno. Unbelievable. As soon as he had his hand raised tonight, I'm like, that's your new NXT champion. Done. I don't even need to watch the rest of these qualifying matches. I don't even need to watch the Fatal 4-Way. That's your new NXT champion right there. And imagine if Alistair Black beats Adam Cole next week. Imagine if Alistair Black is in that Fatal 4-Way with Johnny Gargano. Imagine Johnny Gargano pins Alistair Black in said Fatal 4-Way. You mean to tell me you're not going to give Johnny Gargano the NXT champion after pinning Alistair Black, who has not been pinned yet? Watch. 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 I've already stated to you guys, you don't need to win the NXT championship to get called up to the main roster. You don't. Why would you put Alistair Black and Andrade at WrestleMania? For what? What is that going to do? There's no story there. The story is Alistair Black. He's undefeated. You're going to give him the title because he's undefeated. What if he gets pinned by Gargano? There's no Alistair Black storyline anymore. Everything that Alistair Black is done. It's out the window. If that happens, there's no fucking doubt in my mind, from that point on, that Gargano's going to be the NXT champion. Alistair Black doesn't need to win the NXT championship to get called up to the main roster. He could be down there for a year, year and a half. He don't need to win the title. He's good enough to be on Raw or SmackDown now. I want a story that I can invest my time in. I love Alistair Black, but I'm not going to take Alistair Black over to Johnny Gargano because the story that's being told with Gargano now is very Daniel Bryan-esque. And what that story did for us is what Johnny Gargano is going to do for us in 2018. And there's no better way to start 2018 off than giving me that storyline. And I'm hoping WWE goes through with it. Anything else is bad booking. NXT was awesome tonight. Now, Almas was in the ring to start the entire show off. Comes out for his championship celebration. Subtle interactions between he and Zelina Vega. I'm glad that Zelina Vega is there because I really didn't care for Andrade's, pretty much broken English. He just kept saying over and over and over again, he's the NXT champion, blah, blah, blah. Zelina Vega did say that we are all witness to a historic championship title reign. Vega plays a mean hype man. Almas simply takes the mic and says, I told you so, as he gloats about his championship win, saying that he injured Drew McIntyre. He pretty much apologizes very sarcastically for injuring Drew McIntyre. So he continues to just yell in Spanish as the crowd continues to boo, and that was pretty much it. He is here. He's the NXT champion, interim for the time being. Almas is not going to hold the title past Philadelphia. At all. Lars Sullivan, outside, met with reporters in the PC earlier in that day. He was asked about his match with Roderick Strong. He'll face him in a number one contenders match in this tournament to find qualification into the Fatal 4-Way. He says Strong is a hell of a competitor. He also says that Strong is a handsome guy who could be on some fitness magazine. But that ain't him. Roderick Strong's a family man. I have no family, says Lars Sullivan. So they face off in 2 weeks. How could you not like Lars Sullivan? I have no family. I don't give a fuck about my family. I just want to fucking destroy somebody. How could you not like Lars Sullivan? Trent Seven. Trent Seven found his way into this tournament. They said he qualified for a Battle Royal, won the Battle Royal in Lakeland, Florida at some NXT Live event. So be it. I didn't know. No, none of us knew. I found out tonight. But he did put on a decent match with Killian Dane. Killian Dane, if War Games wasn't enough, man, to tell you that Killian Dane is going to be the next breakout star of Sanity, the next breakout star, period, in NXT. Killian Dane is going to do very well for himself when he gets called up to the main roster. Man, the guy is 350 pounds and he moves like a fucking lightweight. Guy does a better hesitation dropkick than Finn Balor does. Guy moves around at the speed of a cruiserweight. The guy's unbelievable. He may be hairy. He may look very distraught. But the guy is absolutely fucking amazing at what he does, man. And Killian Dane is going to have a very successful future. Now, Trent Seven, I like Trent Seven, man. But Trent Seven, and I'm always honest with you guys. Trent Seven looked out of shape. He looked really out of shape, man. You know, they hype him up as being one of the British strong style guys. He's 35, 36 years old. He's up there in age. He's got some mileage on him. But Trent Seven looks completely out of shape, man. You got to do something about that. You're treading into KASSIUS OHNO territory, bro. Seriously. But it doesn't take away that Trent Seven is a very, very good hand in the ring. This was a decent match, man. Very short and sweet. Seven was being beaten up. He tried to slap around Killian Dane. Killian Dane just swatted him away like a fly. You know, knife-edge chops. Ends up with a DDT, stunning Killian Dane just for a little bit. Seven got his lucky star lariat, or a 7-star lariat, rather, on Killian Dane, but he got wasted by Dane by what he calls the divide, a huge flying crossbody. Seven looks to lift Dane up. He looks to slam him. I don't know why you would go for a body slam on Killian Dane. Dane counters. He lifts Seven and just slams him right down to the mat. Jumps in the air for a senton and then jumps off the top rope for a Vader bomb, which was the end of the match. He didn't even do the Ulster plantation. He just finished him off with a Vader bomb. 1, 2, 3. Killian Dane advances. He is the first to advance to the Fatal 4-Way to crown a new #1 contender for the NXT Championship. There's a reason why I loved Adam Cole even before he came to the WWE as far as his promo work goes, and tonight was a glimpse of what is to come for Adam Cole in WWE, man. Very, very good promo by Adam Cole. I love his cockiness. It just fucking oozes through the television, man. It's so great. Adam Cole and Undisputed cut a promo backstage. Cole is talking about his match with Alistair Black next week, which should be very interesting. Alistair Black undefeated versus Adam Cole, who you know WWE is building up as their big thing in NXT. Should be a great match. O'Reilly and Fish state that they have a tag team title shot in 2 weeks against Sanity. They will shock the system again. Ruby Riot versus Sonya Deville. We all know Ruby Riot with 2 T's is on SmackDown Live as part of the Riot Squad. Garbage on SmackDown Live. I actually prefer Ruby Riot in NXT. The more I watch Ruby Riot, the more I prefer her to stay in NXT. She went one-on-one with Sonya Deville in a no-holds-barred match. The one thing that I want to point out here, finally, somebody made sense of it. Normally on the main roster, when you got a no-DQ match and somebody reaches for the ropes, the referee breaks the hold. In NXT, there's a no-DQ match like there was tonight, right? And Ruby Riot reached for the ropes when she was put in ankle lock. Sonya Deville had that ankle lock locked in. Ruby reaches for the ropes. The referee says, listen, I can't do anything about it. It's no holds barred. It's no DQ. The only way you're getting out of that move is if you escape. Otherwise, you got to tap out. That's the first thing I noticed about this match. So I wanted to make that observation right there. Nice that NXT is following the rules, but when you get to the main roster, rules really don't apply for Raw and SmackDown. This really wasn't a bad match, man. This was better than the match that they had that they taped at TakeOver War Games. Deville was using a lot of her MMA background here, a lot of running knee strikes, a lot of running leg strikes and kicks, a lot of submission moves. Ruby Riot was really getting her ass kicked here in this match. That ankle lock, which was applied, Ruby Riot worked her way up the ropes and escaped the hold. But this one really, it was physical for 2 women here. It was physical for what they did. But Deville ended up winning. Riot was put in a triangle choke that was draped over the bottom rope. Riot doesn't tap, but the official calls for the bell anyway. So Riot was taking a beating most of this match with the MMA strikes and that ankle lock that was just seemingly applied for like 5 minutes. But Riot didn't tap, which is good. You know, this was her last match on NXT. She didn't tap. She was too tough to tap. Referee calls for the bell anyway because Ruby Riot was getting her ass kicked and was damn near motionless at the end of this thing. So Sonya Deville wins. TKO win for Sonya Deville. Decent match. Nothing special. But it was nice to see Ruby Riot not tap out and just call the match because of the referee stoppage. We got Ember Moon meeting with the media. So it was Lars Sullivan and Ember Moon meeting with the media at the PC. She vows to be the best NXT Women's Champion ever. We got Peyton Royce and Billie Kay coming on in. They are pretending to be reporters themselves, the Iconic reporters. They state that they are from the Iconic Times and state that Moon pinned Cross and not Royce at TakeOver War Games. So they start arguing over which one will face Moon next week. So Billie Kay wants to fight Ember Moon. Peyton Royce wants to fight Ember Moon. So we're getting next week Ember Moon versus Peyton Royce. I believe it's for the NXT Championship or Women's Championship. We are getting in just a few weeks. I love that NXT lets you know what's coming. I wish WWE Monday Night Raw and SmackDown would do this. They're getting you excited for the next couple weeks, man. We got a Tag Team Championship match coming up. We got a Women's Championship match coming up. We got Alistair Black and Adam Cole coming up. We got Lars Sullivan and Roderick Strong coming up. We got Pete Dunne, who is one of my favorite things on WWE television. Pete Dunne is defending his UK Championship in round 3 against Tyler Bates on NXT television, man. Round 1 was the UK tournament. Round 2 was NXT TakeOver Chicago. Round 3, I expect another great match from these two. Can't wait to see what they do in just a few weeks in the main event on NXT. Before we continue on into the main event, Johnny Gargano versus Cassius Ohno. It was supposed to be Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ohno. William Regal announced that the Velveteen Dream was injured at TakeOver War Games from Alistair Black. So he was supposed to be there fighting Cassius Ohno, but he would not be there because of injury. Now, we all wondered, how is Johnny Gargano going to go into this thing? How is he going to be picked for this thing? Are they going to do an injury angle? The injury angle was the one that they went with, but we don't know how he was injured or the storyline pertaining to what is injuring or what Velveteen Dream is ailing from. We don't know any of that stuff. So they did mention that Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark, is injured, and that's the reason why Johnny Gargano was picked for a match with Cassius Ohno. There was a weird vignette for a debuting superstar. I don't know who this could be, but it's having to do with the Ace of Spades. I don't know what this is. There was a vignette that said soon, and it had the letter S and 2 clubs, and then the letter N. I don't know what that is. I don't know who this is for. If anybody has any idea, I would absolutely love to know, because I don't know who that could be for. I don't know what type of gimmick it's going to be. Maybe he's a poker player. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, but I always love when a new debuting superstar comes out with these mystery vignettes, man. That's what they need to do on the main roster. Hype these guys up. You know, we're probably going to see weeks and weeks of this shit, and then by the time the guy comes out, we're all going to be excited to see who he is, you know? So I like that stuff. So a debuting superstar is coming out, and it looks like the Ace of Spades has something to do with this debuting superstar. Cassius Ohno versus Johnny Gargano, man. What a fucking match this is. The entire crowd, thank God they did this match on the first taping of this set of tapings, man. Crowd was absolutely on fire. Let's go Ohno, Johnny wrestling chants all over the Full Sail Arena. They both shake hands to begin this match, which was very nice to see. Ohno, to start the match, threw Johnny Gargano away like a piece of trash. We had Mauro Ranallo make mention that Cassius Ohno threw Johnny Gargano as if he was throwing presents underneath the tree. You gotta love Mauro Ranallo, man. There was mat wrestling early on. Arm wringer reversal by Gargano into a drop kick. Insecurity, step up insecurity by Johnny. Gargano looked for his slingshot spear, but Ohno did some videotaping. He must have went to the videotapes. I mean, he catches Gargano, had the move well scouted, lands a straight elbow that knocked Johnny and his head into the 4th row, man. My God. There's one thing about this match, man. You gotta love Cassius Ohno and the sound of every hit that he connects. His elbows, his knees, his feet. Everything that Cassius Ohno does, man, makes such a beautiful pop. It's like, oh, shit. And it lends to the believability of the match. And then when you got Johnny Gargano in there selling that shit from Cassius Ohno, it just ends up being a fucking fantastic match, man. So you got to give Cassius Ohno credit, man. His moves and his sounds on everything he did tonight was picture perfect. We had a dueling chant. Johnny Gargano was fucking getting his ass kicked. He exposed the knee. Ohno exposed the knee, pulled down his knee pad, and he gave Johnny Gargano a dropping knee drop right to the face. Gargano was holding his face. We had Nigel McGuinness saying that he might have a broken nose, but it was just very vicious, man. Huge kick from Ohno, right to the face. Gets a 2 count. Ohno working on the jaw, and it's just unbelievable, man. Still, like I said, the shots that were just ringing out through the arena just made it really believable. Gargano started landing some strikes. Him and his strikes also made a great sound as well. Gargano came back with a combo of kicks, sent Ohno to the outside. Johnny looks to fly, but Ohno slips back in. Johnny looks for a slingshot spear, and he hits it this time. Goes for the cover, near fall. Ohno laughs at Gargano. Ohno is getting kicked in the face by Johnny Gargano, and he starts laughing. He's laughing at Gargano's kicks, and he's like, come on, you got some more? Give me whatever you got, bro. You're kicking me in the face. Hit me harder. So Gargano is kicking, and Ohno is laughing. And then he hits a senton. Gargano draped across the ropes. Ohno kicks him in the face that knocks him to the outside. Ohno goes to fly over the top rope. He does a somersault over the top rope, and the fucking guy lands on his feet. Ohno lands on his feet. Gargano follows suit, goes into the ring with a slingshot over the top. He does some fucking tope over the top rope, a suicide dive. He turns it into a slingshot spinning DDT on the fucking ramp on the outside. Unbelievable. Tornado DDT on the outside. Referees counting. Gargano rolls Ono back in the ring. At this point, the announcers were like, you got to give it up to Johnny Gargano. He wants to win this match and not take the DQ. I just love the announcing, man. The announcing on NXT is so great. Enziguri bar Gargano. Spinning pump kick from Ono. That was fucking brutal. 2 count. At this point, I thought the match was over there. I thought Gargano was going to lose from that big jumping kick. That big boot. That jumping boot from Ono. Ono gets Gargano in the electric chair. He fights out. Ono is rolled up into a victory roll. 2 count. Near fall after near fall. This is where the match just starts getting fucking crazy. Shot after shot. Ono finally rolls up the elbow and comes up with a empty elbow. We have some stiff kicks from Gargano. Gargano hits the ropes. Goes into a spinning head scissors. Transitions into the Gargano escape. Ono taps quick. And Gargano wins a unbelievable match on NXT this week. Johnny Wrestling advances to the Fatal 4-Way. He stands across from Killian Dane. The other 2 will either be Lars Sullivan, Roderick Strong, Alistair Black, or Adam Cole. So it's unbelievable what they're doing with Gargano, man. If this is not any indication about where they're going with this, I don't know what to tell you, man. Gargano needs to win the NXT Championship. If this match is any indication, then you got to give him the fucking title. And especially after tonight and what is to come, if Alistair Black advances, which I'm assuming he will, what if Gargano pins Alistair Black in that tournament? You got no choice but to give him the championship. I'm waiting to see if that actually happens. Unbelievable show tonight, man. We had a good women's match. You know, Killian Dane versus Trent Seven was decent. That main event made the whole fucking show tonight. They gave these guys 20 minutes and they absolutely tore the house down. Great, great, great match. Now, I do want to make mention here, man, before we get the hell out of here. NXT is actually going to be on the USA Network next week. It's WWE week on the USA Network. They got Raw, they got SmackDown, they got NXT, and then they got Tribute to the Troops. I am interested to see what NXT does on the USA Network. Now, I'm hearing rumblings of NXT possibly being moved from the network to NXT. I want to see how they do on the network. I don't know. I enjoy it being on the WWE Network, but if WWE wants to add NXT to USA Network, you know, I'm not going to be salty about that either. I'm very interested to see what the ratings will be for NXT on Wednesday. Maybe USA wants to add another wrestling program on Wednesday nights. I don't know. But NXT will be on USA Network for WWE week next week. So it's going to be Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Tribute to the Troops on Thursday, which I will not be watching. I just don't give a shit. Maybe I'll watch it and do a review. I don't know. So those shows usually are just very ho-hum. They're very hokey with like holiday shit and tribute to all the troops over there. I just don't give a shit about that nonsense. I really don't. The wrestling on there really doesn't pertain to storylines anyway. So we'll see what happens, man. But NXT is going to be on the USA Network next week, and I'm very interested. You guys have been asking me, JD, what do you think about this? The one thing that I am interested in seeing is that, you know, it's already taped. So we're going to see Alistair Black versus Adam Cole anyway. The one thing I'm going to be interested in seeing is what the ratings are going to be when they come on into the USA Network. Is it going to be strong enough for USA to say, you know what, I want this shit on the network, on USA Network, and let's take it off WWE Network. So that's the only thing that I'm really interested in seeing as far as NXT next week on USA. Other than that, I don't really have anything else, man. I thought I had some more NXT news, but I do not. I don't think. Let me check my notes real fast. I got news on Matt Hardy. I got news on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns says he's the greatest wrestler in the world. We'll talk about that on Off the Script. Real reason why WWE continues to push Jason Jordan. Kevin Owens deleted his Instagram. Alberto El Patron reveals why he broke up with Paige. Update on Luke Harper being pulled from WWE live events. Jericho missing the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. WWE expanding 205 Live in 2018. Jericho making bold statements already on Wrestle Kingdom 12. Hogan wants a rematch with The Rock. Tyler Breeze responds to criticism on Twitter. RVD no longer will be wrestling for the WWE. More top Impact names leaving the company. We've got a big week ahead for wrestling news, man. So stay with me right here on the channel. But I'm going to get out of here, man. That's all I got for you. That was NXT tonight, and it was a very, very good show. One thing I do want to make mention. We got the JD Club t-shirt available on teespring.com. And if you guys missed out, I have launched this campaign. We got 6 days left for this campaign. I'm launching the campaign for Christmas again because a lot of people told me, I didn't get my shirt, JD. Can you launch the campaign again? So I'm doing it for the holidays. If you order the t-shirt, you're going to get it before Christmas. So if you guys want to go to teespring.com, I will leave you guys a link in the comment section pinned at the top. Go get your t-shirts, man. Let's make this a really, really memorable Christmas for this t-shirt, man. So if you guys want to get your exclusive Team JD Club t-shirt, it's available on teespring.com right now. Make sure you guys go and check that out and support the podcast. It's a great way to do so. Other than that, man, I'm getting out of here. NXT was great tonight. Those are my thoughts on Johnny Gargano. Those are my thoughts on the show. Johnny Gargano, mark my words, will be the NXT champion at the end of TakeOver Philadelphia. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that thumbs up down below, and I will see you guys right back here on Off the Script for Friday, where we are going to talk about the main story on Friday, Roman Reigns saying that he is the best wrestler in the world right now in any promotion. So we're going to cut that down. We're going to break that down and cut Roman into pieces. And we're going to tell everybody who the real greatest in-ring performer in the world really is. And I'll give you one guess. It ain't Roman Reigns. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on Friday for Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.